What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. And today we have the October 2024 Pensacola International Airport update for you all. I already hope each and every one of you are excited for today's video, as today we dive into the Pensacola movements here for October. We do have some exciting developments and some changes ahead, so I hope all of you are excited for today's video. We won't waste any further time and get started over here with gate number 1. We'll find this American Eagle ERJ-175 operated by Envoy Air. This aircraft's heading out to Miami International today, so glad to see this flight continuing its consistency, and it's definitely been a nice focal point here at the airport. So yeah, cool to see it, and definitely a very cool one there with the GSE and all the other applicable features. Great to get the Star Alliance United 737-800 in here. It's been a while. This aircraft is absolutely stunning as it's heading out to Chicago O'Hare today, which is the 737-800 this month, which is wonderful. Also an additional 175 on Saturday, so 8 total weekly flights. Been great to see all this additional capacity coming into Pensacola, considering what American's done, which is pretty much leave the market, but I'm sure they'll be back on that Chicago flight soon. But for now, United definitely winning the sweepstakes for it. So cool to see that, and once again, nice to see all the GSC and other features here to make the airport as realistic as possible. Our next aircraft is going to be this American Eagle operated by PSA Airlines CRJ-900. This aircraft's heading out to Philadelphia today after coming in from Washington National. Washington's double daily. This will be the last month for Philadelphia daily. It will be back in some point in the future. So yeah, still cool to see it though. It's going strong, so we absolutely love to see what they're capable of. So PSA CRJ-900 heading over to Philadelphia after coming in from Washington National. Our next aircraft is going to be this beautiful American Airlines 737-800. This aircraft's coming in from Dallas-Fort Worth International today, which continues to be a focal point route. Seen all kinds of main lines like the 737, E319, E320, and others. It's been wonderful to see the progression of this route. This was a 145 route historically for a very long time, so great to see more capacity to the beach as it continues to become more and more of a hot spot as time progresses. Always seeing Pensacola have parking status updates and other very noteworthy, parameters on their social media profiles to continue to help out the notice. So that's been cool to see. But anyway, this 320 is making those routes. So once again, it's very cool to see that, and definitely a nice looking aircraft for sure. Our next aircraft is going to be this American Airlines E320. This aircraft is loading up here with service out to Charlotte Doubles, which has had a morning mainline flight, so that's pretty cool. It's an interesting strategy here, but I think it ends up working out pretty well because this aircraft comes in from, it gets there for the first 2 banks of the day, and then it comes back as well, which, the inbound flight's not going to be good as the outbound flight. That's kind of obvious, but there's still some pretty good momentum there with the inbound, as there's still enough people that need to get back for whatever other commitment or whatever. So if you can charge enough on that morning flight inbound, then you can get away with whatever happens going back. So I do like the strategy. Obviously, the majority of the strategies are the mainline flight comes in on the overnight, that typically is what most airlines do, but that's a little bit different approach for the Charlotte route, which has been cool to observe there for American, and once again, pretty clever way, especially a destination you can really charge premium prices for. So very cool to see that, and the American section looking very good. We'll have some more news coming up soon on it. Next up, we have the Southwest Airlines 737 MAX 8 coming in from St. Louis. This aircraft's now heading out to Nashville, so cool to see both of those. We are a little bit slower going into the fall months, as I believe it's Midway, Denver, and that's going to be St. Louis after this month, and Kansas City all are on this, not suspension, but seasonal services, so they're not here right now. So yeah, still cool to see St. Louis though making it into October. It's a pretty pivotal route, so excuse me, that's pretty cool, and I'm sure all of these will be back for spring break as we continue to bring in more people for the beautiful time of year. So again, looking very nice, and definitely cool to see that. Let's continue on to our next set of gates, beginning right here with the Spirit Airlines E320 with the Sharklets. This aircraft's got the scratched out titles, and it's going to be making a flight today heading over to the great airport of, I almost said Las Vegas because typically that's where we're sending these, but this aircraft's actually coming in from Orlando, and now it's going to be heading out to Fort Lauderdale. I want to give all my thoughts and prayers to everyone affected by Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton. Very sad indeed, and hoping for everybody all the best regarding all that, whether you're in Tampa, Asheville, or anywhere else. So yeah, really thinking of everyone with regards to that. So keeping all of you in my thoughts. But anyway, great to see Spirit continuing to go strong here with their efforts and their routes to Fort Lauderdale and Orlando. So it's been great to see that, and it'll be interesting to see if they try any more routes in the future. I can't believe they tried Dallas twice and they have failed both times. So yeah, it's been pretty interesting, but that's currently the landscape of the route. Our next aircraft is going to be this Frontier Airbus A320 Neo. This is Sunny the Colored Blizzard, which is a newer edition, so great to get another very cool Frontier aircraft in here coming in from Denver today. Now heading out to, we retained Cincinnati, I believe. It was Cincinnati or Cleveland. The other two, Philadelphia. I want to say, I really want to say that it was Cleveland, but it could have been Cincinnati. I'll think that it's Cincinnati, but it could have been Cleveland. Regardless, one of those two ended up getting cut, so whichever one's left. So great to see it, which twice a week. I believe it's, I really want to say that's Cincinnati, but it could be Cleveland. Anyway, that's still here. We'll figure it out though, but great to see at least one of those routes continue. And once again, cool to see the progression from Frontier on those. Our next airline is Delta with their Boeing 757 coming in from Atlanta today, which has been great to see the ATL flights continuing to go really strong, excuse me. So yeah, that's been a very fun development to watch, and overall it's been really cool to see. So Delta continuing full steam ahead with all their various operations. So cool to see that. 7.5 is really cool into this airport, and great to see it pretty consistently. We've had it for a couple of years now, so excited to see what's to come in the future on that. And then lastly here for the gates, we have the Delta operated by Endeavor CRJ 900 coming in from New York's LaGuardia, which has been great to see it back to consistency. So great market that they're able to dominate on a monopoly. So wonderful to see that. And it's going to be very interesting to see if American comes back on this or anybody else. But appears to me that Delta's got full steam ahead for the immediate future, which is super exciting. They will be starting service to Boston on April 19th of 2025. So really cool to see that market return. American operated on Saturdays way back a couple years ago. So I think this is going to prove really powerful for them, and I think they will be very successful with their opportunities on this service. So really excited to see how it goes, and overall it should be awesome. So looking super forward to it. Our next aircraft's this United Airlines 737-800 heading out to Houston George Bush. So great to see this flight going strong as well. No Denver Saturday services right now, so just 2 services here for United. I believe this is the lowest that's been, but obviously some capacity go with it. They've typically been at all RJ Airport, so it's really cool to see that this aircraft now is coming, or we have mainline from both cities, so that's really cool. It's definitely a progression from the past. Let me go ahead and scoot the table over so we can get some good light on these final aircraft for today's airport update. So our first one is going to be this UPS Airbus A300 freighter coming in from Louisville, Kentucky. Very cool to have all the appropriate ground service equipment, and this aircraft's definitely going strong. So yeah, still kind of fascinated FedEx doesn't have any presence, but you know, there's so many surrounding communities, and I'm sure they fly to Destin or Panama City, so there is some sense to it, I'm sure. We have 2 beautiful Jetset models GA aircraft over here. Definitely check them out if you haven't. They're really cool. On the right, we have the beautiful Gulfstream G650ER. This aircraft's coming in today after a long flight from Van Nuys. Now going to be repositioning down to San Juan. So cool to see the interesting progression from that, and a really good looking aircraft to go with it. We also have this beautiful blue stripe Pilatus PC-12. As this aircraft's currently operating a private flight coming in today from, let's see, Cedar Rapids, and now it's going to be making a flight today over to, let's send them on to Jacksonville. So cool to see that for those aircraft, looking really strong right there. So that's awesome. Also got the DOR here, so that's pretty cool. And our final aircraft, you all thought I was forgetting Breeze. No, they are here, of course. So great to see that. Beautiful light on this Breeze Airways Airbus E220-300 coming in from Tampa. It's been a very cool route for them. It is currently being operated, I believe it's Sunday, Thursday, or Monday, Friday. It's one of those 2.